Well, now it's basically recording as if there was no time limit on it. Maybe I changed some setting or something. Who fucking knows? Like I said, I don't even know how to operate the voicemail on it. I used to be able to network a building, and it's not due to overdosing on all those drugs that I took in a suicide attempt. It's the antipsychotics they claim were absolutely necessary. I can feel the stroke today. Yeah, very visible today. Oh well. Well, anyway, I got off on a tangent with the medical, but I sat there with scissors, snip, 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 and then I shaved it because I wanted to prove here's where the skull fracture is. Here's the imaging, all totally undocumented. All totally undocumented, as far as I know. Well, my joke about it was free Britney Spears immediately. I need more music. Because I think Britney's a good artist. I really do. And this song, Elton John, Britney Spears, Hold Me Closer, Joel Corey remix, official video, just came out 2 days ago. Wait a minute, it's probably been, I haven't refreshed this page. It came, commercials. 4 days ago. I thought it, less than a week ago. It has 289,000 views, which is not nearly enough. It's that song, Hold Me Closer, Tiny Dancer. It's a good song, and it's a much more dance version of it. Elton John, Britney Spears, Hold Me Closer, Joel Corey, Corry, remix. Official video. Free Britney immediately. I need some new music. Who knows? Who cares? Britney looks good. I think that's Britney. Maybe it wasn't. Just like I said, I need an Arby's here. I need an Arby's. I don't want to drive all the way to... It's like 4 or 5 miles away. The closest one. Now there's one just right up the road. And, like I stated, we have got to do... Something needs done with the mall. That Mexican restaurant needs to be untouched. It is fabulous. The food is so good. What is that? Buster's or BJ's or something? That bar? It's okay. That Mexican restaurant in the mall should remain there. Just, close it off without access, locked access to the apartments or townhouses or condos or whatever they're doing. Something needs done with that mall. It's still in amazing shape. It always was a decent mall. The outlets are just up in Monroe. That's not that far, and that's where Strawberry Fields, now Columbia Care, is. I really hated to hear that they sold to them because if I'm not mistaken, Columbia Care is anti-home grow. And like I stated, while there is the indigent status for Ohio people to apply for, at this point I would probably qualify for it. I'm not going to take resources allotted if someone else can use them. That gives them a permanent percentage discount on all products anytime they purchase. But that's not enough for some people. Say 2 elderly people who just work minimum wage jobs all their lives and live in an apartment month to month with Medicare supplement and Part D plans coming out of their Social Security check, not to mention rent, food, utilities. Being an indigent patient, they probably still couldn't afford it. We have to do something about that. Granted, if they lived in an apartment, there would probably be rules against growing a home grow, but there has to be something that could be done. One of the ideas that Michelle Crawford and I had, we were just discussing it, was, I don't even know what the context was now, but the good part of it was, if people were allowed to grow so many plants in a home grow in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, you know, if they couldn't use the maximum of what they were producing, that they could be the caregiver to a patient who technically couldn't afford it, or, something along those lines. And I agree with that. Like for me, at the Mason County residence, if it were fully legal on the state and federal level, without their, underhanded, go ahead with it, that's on your own risk, knowing we condone it, knowing about it, until the state or the federal people drop in. Or some bunch of fucking dumb cunts start dropping meth bottles along the road. Whatever. Anyway. What I was getting at, someone with my resources and the space and stuff, I never did, because I'm not a drug lord. I don't deal drugs. Someone like me, who could grow, say, 10 plants at once, 5 flowering, 5 immature, I'd never be able to use all that. Being able to donate it to someone who didn't have the space for a home grow and couldn't afford the programs, even as an indigent, I think that's highly appropriate. It's more than appropriate. That's why, in my opinion, there should be limits on the number of plants. In all honesty, they should not include mature and immature within the language of a bill, because there are those people out there that will pick that apart to, oh my God, I see the bud starting to form on one immature plant. You can't back down from the legislators. You all doing that, what was it, a year or two ago? Saying, well, we'll modify the bill real quick and represent it. That was not a good move. You should have just let it play out with them denying it, like they were going to do anyway. Bowing down to some of their bitchery at the bill as it was, including a home grow. Removing that home grow statute and bowing down to them gave them the message that they needed. They don't give a damn. They do not give a damn. They all have their own connections if they need it. Bullying. So I'm supposed to sit here and say, you know what? Narcotics law enforcement, when I was a child, allowed a canine to sodomize me. I sit and cry myself to sleep about it a lot. I sit in fear of dogs sometimes. I think I'm infected with some kind of weird parasitic fungal infection. No, I'm going to sit here and bitch about it as I'm upset about it, which that's totally off on a tangent, but something hit me about bullying. You can ask any of my girlfriends. I expressed nothing but extreme concern for Justin. I was upset he blindsided me. I thought he loved me more than he did. And that's not on some perverse sexual level. He's straight, as far as I know. I thought he loved me enough and trusted me enough to lean on me. But I was wrong, because when I needed to lean on him, he was nowhere to be found. Granted, he did come to Dad's funeral. Just like you would have thought Aflac or one of the other bar guys would have been more than willing. But no. And I can either cry about it or move on. And in this moment, I choose to move on. Maybe. Praying for strength more than anything. Such sadness. I don't like crying, especially in front of people. Because of the traumatic brain injury, it's hard for me to control the stop process of crying. That's why when my father died, it's a wonder I didn't die right along with him, just from crying. Just like when Nan died, people probably thought I was turning to David to continue the eulogy. I could feel her. As crazy as that sounds. Because she knew what her death did to me. You all can call me crazy all you want. I felt her rest her hand on my shoulder. And you know what? That gave me the strength to finish the eulogy. The crying mess I was. First time you've seen this emotion,